How many men do I know are getting to a point when they've had enough? The most terrifying force of death comes from the hands of men who wanted to be left alone. They try so very hard to mind their own business and provide for themselves and those they love. They resist every impulse to fight back, knowing the forced and permanent change of life that will come from it. They know that the moment they fight back, their lives, as they have lived them, are over. The moment the men who wanted to be left alone are forced to fight back, it is a form of suicide. They are literally killing off who they used to be, which is why, when forced to take up violence, these men who wanted to be just left alone fight with unholy vengeance against those who murdered their former lives. They fight with raw hate and a drive that cannot be fathomed by those who are merely play-acting at politics and terror. True terror will arrive at these people's doors, and they will cry, scream, and beg for mercy, but it will fall upon the deaf ears of the men who just wanted to be left alone. Unknown author. I was meditating on this idea earlier yesterday, and it was fascinating that I have never felt like I am the man who just wants to be left alone and being dragged into some type of scuffle or some type of situation. Now, certainly, as a man, I mostly want to be left alone to my own devices and my own world so that I can build and, just like this quote said, provide for myself and those that I love. But I wonder, my friends, if we are moving into a world where this idea of men who just want to be left alone, whether more and more men who just want to be left alone are finally being pulled, are finally being pushed, are finally thinking, enough is enough. I think one of the biggest realities of many countries, especially with massive immigration and migration issues, let's say, this is going to be an ever-present and stark reality for many men as their worlds are being invaded, changed before their very eyes. And I wonder how long it'll last, I guess is my question. I love this quote. I really do. I love this quote because this quote really embodies the heart of what I would consider a true man. Someone who does not pursue conflict. Someone who just wants to live in peace, provide for themselves and their family, live a humble life, not needing the notoriety, not needing the fanfare, not needing any of the media attention. I can appreciate this. In many ways, this is how I'd like to live in a lot of ways, right? But I think the calling here is that men who just want to be left alone, those are the men that you must fear, especially if you poke the mama bear. I wonder, my friends, is this where we're headed? Is this the cycle of the universe, the cycle of the world, that good times make weak men, right? Weak men make bad times make strong men make good times type of deal? Are we on the downward slope, my friends? I hope not. But I tell you, whenever I read this quote by an unknown author, I consider, how many men do I know are getting to a point when they've had enough?